The animals of the forest had gathered. The elephant, the panther, the monkeys, even the birds had come down from the trees. But it was the baboon who called the meeting. "Brothers and sisters," he said, "the rivers are drying up. Our home is dying. What shall we do?" The lion was their leader, but he did not seem too worried. His name was Nara. His fur was the color of dried blood, his whiskers long and thin like blades of grass. But instead of hunting, Nara meditated. He had seen this kind of drought before. Yes, the rains would stop, the rivers would shrink, and then one day the rains would come again and the rivers would run full and all would be well. That was how it had always been. This time, however, something was different. There was a stillness in the air, a silence in the wind that Nara could not understand. This is because in another place, deep in the mountains, there lived a man named Attis. He was an ordinary man, except for the fact that every year on the same day, he would leave his village and wander into the wilderness. And every year, for 364 days, he lived in the wild, eating what he could find, sleeping under the stars. And every year on the last day, he would return to his village and tell the people what he had learned in the wilderness. Now, this year, after the rain stopped and the rivers ran dry, he heard the animals talking about their plight. He saw their suffering and felt their fear. So he went to the lion. "You must lead your people away," he told the lion. "There is no rain this year. You will not find prey. There will be nothing to eat." The lion looked at him and nodded. But as the lion led his people away, Attis followed them, watching where they went, listening to what they said, learning about their lives. When he found a new watering hole for them, he moved closer, pitching his tent nearby. And every morning he would wake up with the sun and every evening he would sit around the campfire, eating his supper with the lion. Sometimes he would tell the lion stories about the people and sometimes the lion would tell him stories about the animals. But there were times when neither of them spoke. They just sat together in comfortable silence. And after some time, the lion grew fond of the man. One evening, as they sat by the fire, the lion asked him, "Why do you live in the wilderness? Why don't you live in a village and farm the land or raise cattle or goats? Why do you wander from place to place?" "I live in the wilderness to learn," said the man. "Every day I learn something new. Every day I grow." "But what use is all that learning?" asked the lion. "What good has it done you?" "Everything I learn, I share with my people," the man replied. "And so we grow together." The lion thought about this. "So knowledge is power, is it?" he said. "It is," said the man. Then the lion asked, "What is the most important thing you have learned in the wilderness?" "To listen," said the man without hesitation. "To listen? Why should I listen?" "Because," said the man, "the earth speaks. The mountains sing. The rivers talk. If you listen to her, she will tell you what to eat, where to go, how to live." "That sounds foolish," said the lion, "but also wonderful. Teach me, oh, wise man. How does one listen to the earth?" "Close your eyes," said the man, "and listen." The lion closed his eyes. For a moment, there was only silence. Then he heard the rustle of leaves, the chirp of crickets, the buzz of flies, the croaking of frogs, the hoot of an owl, the howling of a wolf. There was so much noise, and yet it sounded peaceful. It sounded like home. He opened his eyes and looked at the man. "How can you make sense of all this?" "You don't," said the man. "You just listen. Don't think, don't make sense of it. Just be with it. In the beginning, you will hear only noise. But if you continue to listen, you will hear the song of the earth. And when you know the song by heart, the earth will tell you everything." The lion thought for a moment. "It seems pointless," he said, "but also very profound." Just then, a young lioness approached them. She had been hunting and caught a small deer. As the lioness approached, the deer bleated, the lioness snarled and prepared to pounce. But the man raised his hand. "Wait," he said. "Don't kill it. Let it go." The lioness hesitated, then looked at the man, puzzled. "It's just a small deer," she said. "We need its skin to protect us from the cold." "Let it go," the man insisted. "It will bring more deer with it." The lioness still looked puzzled, but she let the deer go. And the deer disappeared into the bushes. The man then turned to the lion. "Your people are killing too many animals," he said. "They are taking only what they need. That is why there is no food left. That is why the rivers are drying up." The lion hung his head in shame. He hadn't thought about this. All these years, he had simply led his people to where the prey was plentiful. He had never thought about killing too many animals or disturbing the balance of the wilderness. "What should we do?" he asked. The man thought for a moment. "Return to your roots," he said. "Live the way your ancestors did. Hunt only what you need, take only what you can carry, and move from place to place. That way you won't settle in one area and destroy it." The lion nodded. "You are right," he said. "We will do as you say." And so the lion and the man spent the rest of the year together. The man taught the lion how to listen to the earth and the lion taught the man how to hunt. When the first rains came, the lion and his people left. They returned to their home, wiser and thinner, healthier and happier. As for the man, he too left. He packed up his belongings and set out to find a new mountain to climb, a new river to follow, a new forest to explore. He walked for many days until he came across the river, and on the other side, he saw a small village. He crossed the river and entered the village. It was the same village he had left a year ago. And when the villagers saw him, they were overjoyed. "You're back," they cried. "You're back." And he was back. But he was also the same, only different. He was the same man who had wandered into the wilderness 364 days ago, and he was also a different man. For in the wilderness, he had shed his old self and become new. And so every year, when he returned to the village, he brought back a piece of the wilderness with him. He carried its smells, its sounds, its stories. He shared its wisdom with the people, and in doing so, he became a part of the wilderness and the people. And that is the story of the man who listened to the earth,